My skin is black.
What you looking
My
at?
skin
Yeah,
is black.
I feel so good to be black right now.
is black.
Welcome to episode 144 of the Black in Fashion podcast. Thank you guys for joining in with us today. As you guys know, make sure you send in your black notes. We want to hear from you if you need advice or tips or just want to share your story about what it's like being black in fashion and, of course, support our I Am Black in Fashion campaign. So, of course, we don't start any podcasts without a little icebreaker. I'm actually here with Clenisha Dortch. I said that right?
Yes, you
Okay.
did.
And it's, pronounce your brand name for me.
So the name of my brand is Heirlume Couture.
Heirlume Couture. Okay,
Yes.
so I have Clenisha with me. We're going to do a little bit of an icebreaker, and then we're going to open it up, and we're just going to learn a little bit about her background, you know, when that fashion bug hit her, and learn a little bit about her story. So, wide leg or skinny leg?
Wide leg or skinny leg? Wide leg.
Studs or hoops?
Oh, studs.
Under boob or side boob?
Neither.
Come on, classy.
Look.
She said
nah,
neither.
Neither.
Stiletto or coffin?
Ooh. Can I have both?
No,
Like I do a little
stiletto or
mix.
coffin. Pick one.
I will go with stiletto.
Okay, and mule or wedge?
Mule.
Mule. I thought our nails look the same. Too. I have a
Very
Russian
close.
manicure.
Oh my gosh. Our nails are like really almost close. Like
Mine just is short.
like
Okay.
gotta keep them short.
Girl, yeah, especially with the sewing.
Yes. So.
All right, so let us learn a little bit about your background, where you're from, when that fashion bug hit you, and how you got into fashion to begin with.
Okay, so I'm from Dallas, Texas, born and raised, and actually this week is the first week I am a full New Yorker.
Yes.
Lights on, electricity, all all that great stuff.
Welcome
it's all
to
working.
New York.
So the fashion bug kind of hit me, I would say, in college, but I really started sewing and doing stuff when I was younger. My dad worked for the city of Dallas, and he would get like these old scraps of shirts and t-shirts and stuff like that. And my grandma bought me a sewing machine because she used to sew. She made all my clothes when I was a little kid. So
Nice.
Sundays
Nice.
I had the flyest little girl dresses on, little girly poofy dresses. No one had my dress on because my grandma made it.
Custom made.
Custom made all day, yes. So I kind of picked up that fashion, I guess, like the sewing part from her.
Okay.
But the actually getting to like design and making it make sense, like making it, how can I say that? Making it just my own creativity and like adding that to the sewing part, I guess you could say. I got that from my mother.
Okay.
My dad helped he would give me materials. He would give me his old t-shirts. They had holes in it and stuff. He'd be like, go make something cute, go in the room, go, cut this shirt up, do something with it. And I would always come back like, look, Daddy, I made a skirt out of your old work shirt. Like, oh, I made this, I made that. One time I made some flip-flops.
Okay.
Out of some, cloth. Of course, it wasn't going to hold. I'm a kid. I don't know any better. But I felt proud of those moments.
Gotcha.
So that's how I got started. But also, when the fashion bug really hit was when I was in college. When I went to UTA, the University of Texas in Arlington, a lot of people were like doing fashion shows, and everybody's like, you should get into modeling. So of course I'm short. I'm only 5'5", but I still want to get into it some kind of way. So I started off modeling, and then I got more interested in what was going on behind the scenes.
Okay.
And so
they had they was doing the fashion shows at your college, and they wanted you to model. Girl, that exact same thing happened to me.
yeah,
It was a modeling organization. I wanted to make clothes for them. But they told me that you had to be in the organization to even make the clothes. So I had to model the first fashion show, and then the second one, they let me make clothes.
Oh my god.
Literally the same thing. And my granny told me so too.
See, I knew we had a lot in common. I knew there was something there. There was a spark. So yeah. And like I said, go do it in college. First started off modeling, and then after that, it kind of just became something like me into designing, and people were like, hey, I have a shirt, can you fix my shirt? Like guys will actually fix some shirts.
Then you
or
turn into
something.
the alteration seamstress for everybody. Once somebody know you how to sew, they be like, can you do this for me? Can you do this? I'm like, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. In college, they always would come by me trying to get me to do stuff. I'm just like, I should take my sewing machine home
Mm-hmm.
because I take it home, take it out the dorms because now everybody on this floor and in this whole dormitory think that I can just do anything for them. No, get on. And then college kids ain't got no money, but y'all want me to do some stuff for free.
We broke.
Too crazy.
Don't bring me 5 pair of pants and expect me to do it for $5. It does not work like that. It didn't then. It's not now. So
can you describe like the fashion in like Texas, like growing up there? Because I know it's different. Like I feel like fashion is different from city to city to city, but I feel like there's very much so occasion-driven clothing in the southern states. Like there's a way more like events and galas and stuff like that. Whereas like in the north, we get custom stuff, but it's usually like maybe like for a birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, is there a difference in the fashion? Like, well, even from you just seeing, you only been here a little bit, but like from Dallas to New York?
Well, I will say y'all have more, like, I think what makes it unique in New York for you guys is y'all layer. Texas is always hot.
Right.
So
I'm from Chicago, girl. We really layer. We layer. It's cold.
My dad is from Chicago,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I already know what you
Cold as hell.
So it's just like our options is like more like linen, and it's really bright, hot, sunny. You're always gonna see a lot of people wearing a lot of like whites and black. That's why I always have those black and white events and stuff like that. And so like you guys, like I said, y'all layer, y'all can do more creativity with y'all outfits.
4 seasons.
But Texas, we got like 8 months of straight heat. So we weren't shorts.
And I've spent a lot of time in Dallas. I have a lot of family in Dallas too.
Really?
I do. I have a lot of Dallas. Actually, I have a lot of family in McKinney.
Really?
McKinney and Frisco. Yeah, I have a lot of family in McKinney and Frisco, and then I have like 3 of my best friends moved down there like around the time I moved here, and I've been here almost 10
A lot of people
years.
from New York are moving to Texas. And
I'm not from New York though. A lot of people from Chicago. All my friends are from Chicago.
Oh,
and they live in
moving.
Dallas. They do. Actually no. All the ones from New York I know moved to Houston. All the people from Chicago I know moved to Dallas. Interesting combination though how they chose it. But yeah, I'm like all my New York friends, Houston, and then the other one, they all live in Dallas.
And that checks out. That checks out.
Yeah, because New York is. I'm gonna say. I guess Houston is a little bit more like city, like how New York is, and then Chicago.
It's a
Dallas.
lot of more of us. You know, so a lot people mostly gravitate towards that way, and I feel like there's a little bit. Their wealth is different in Houston. Yeah,
gotcha.
Like we got people in Dallas that has money,
old money
but
too.
It's like
it's new money.
Yes, that's it. There we go.
Okay,
Dallas is very old money, and they remind you too. So
like you just got it. You better chill out.
Okay, look, you just got into the club. Remember, know your place.
That's funny. So I have a segment, it's called It's a Success or It's a Disaster. So I want you to tell me about a time within your fashion business where you something went bad, like really, really bad, but it was a learning experience and it made you maybe be a better businesswoman, maybe it made you switch up an operation that you do. Can you like share a story?
Oh yeah, it's funny you said that because I instantly knew what story to tell. All right, so I was this was back in like 2014. I was just branching off by myself. At first I was part of another group called Style Junkies. It was me and another girl. Style Junkies, yes. So I had just graduated not too long ago, and me and this girl, we split. We decided to go separate ways because we had creative differences.
Okay.
Some of our clients went with her. Some of the clients went with me. One of the clients that went with me, she brought me this dress. It was a brand new Calvin Klein dress. She still had the tags on it, everything. She's like, I just want this to come in. I want this dress to be, straight in. I want it to be fit me tighter, everything. So I sized her, but at the time I didn't have the skills that I have now. I didn't go to class. I was just sewing just like the little bitty stuff. Like I could do small things, small changes.
You didn't go to school for fashion?
No, I did not. I went to school for broadcast communications. I wanted to be a news reporter.
Okay.
I wanted to tell hard-hitting stories.
Gotcha.
But
So you're self-taught.
Yeah.
Okay, girl. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Self-taught. So she asked me to take the dress. I've taken the dress, but the inside it has the what is it? 2 layers.
The lining.
The lining.
Uh-huh.
So it had the lining in it. I didn't think you had to alter the lining and then the outside as well.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to do that without doing that, and I completely ruined this girl's dress. And I'll never forget the face she made. she handed me the money, but she didn't like just like, here's your money. She kind of like, here. And I felt bad. I felt awful. And I just never forget. Because my mom told me before I even started doing that, she's like, hey, baby, I've been there before. You're not going to be able to, you're going to have to do 2 separate fittings to get that to fit her body correctly.
Right.
And I'm just like, no, mommy, I got it. Like, I know everything. Like, you know, you young, dumb, all that.
I think we know everything.
And I thought I knew everything, and I didn't know nothing. And it came back to bite me because, of course, I lost the client. Of course, she went back and she told her friends. Of course, they went back and told their friends. And so it comes back to me, and they're like, you know, you're a horrible designer, right? And I'll never forget hearing someone say that. And they also was just like, yeah, other people who are going to do shows, they're going to remember what that girl said because they trust her fashion and her instinct.
Okay.
And
So this girl was like a popular girl?
She was popular at my school, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it came back. It bit me. It definitely did. It came back and bit me. But
So what did you learn from that experience, though? What you learn from it?
I need to go to class.
Okay.
I need to be a student and stop trying to be a teacher.
I like that.
Yeah, I wasn't grown yet.
I like that. Be a student in the business.
Yes.
Yes, I like that. So tell me about your design aesthetic, like, and who you are as a designer. Well, tell everybody.
Well, I love to do resort wear.
Okay.
But I feel like in this next season of my life, I feel like I'm leaning towards a different aesthetic, I want to go more couture. I just did a show not too long ago where I wanted to do more like 3D looks. So a lot of the stuff that I had, like, for example, one of my dresses had butterflies. And I always said, like,
on your page.
oh, the orange, yeah. And everybody's like, how did you make that? And so I was like, oh yeah, I know. I just added this material and I added these type of butterflies and it took some time. I had to sew it on there and they're like, that's creative. And so I feel like I'm leaning more towards the couture, but I've always done resort wear. I would always take trips to Mexico. Me and my cousin would take a trip to Mexico twice a year. Because Mexico's only like 2 hours,
Right,
2.5 hours. It's
mad close.
super close, yeah.
Well, where? Cancun or Cabo?
Both.
Okay.
We do a little mixture of
There you
both, but I would more Cancun because, of course, we young.
There's more stuff to do in Cancun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always do the resorts. We're just more like, let's relax. Let's just know our food is going to be here. We don't have to do too much.
Yeah. I'm a resort girl for sure.
For sure.
I'm a resort girl. I just know it. The liquor's right here and the food right here.
Yes, that's all. Like, that's going to make me happy. That's all it takes. And maybe a massage or something. So.
So, with using, like, because I feel like you can combine those, like couture and like resort. Because I feel like that's kind of like Noel.
You think so?
Because she's very much so resort. Like, she is a resort-driven brand, but what she does is that she uses couture detail techniques to make it be like even more. So like a lot of like that beading, that pleating, that print use, the way she mixes her prints and stuff like that with like fabric manipulation, all that is considered like couture sewing techniques. There's a book called Couture Sewing Techniques.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get that.
So the link in my bio, I have a whole Amazon.
I'm still learning.
List. Yeah.
To this day, I'm still learning.
But there's a way where you can still do that, because you got to think about, like, when people are on vacation, the day is for the swim. But the nighttime, they're usually going out and they're wearing their most elaborate things, so why not? But, like, I would feel like, did you see her last runway collection?
I did not.
It was giving resort.
I'm missing out, ain't I?
It's giving resort couture. She just opened up a store here, too. But definitely, you can combine those elements, too, and have a whole, like, little beast or whatever. Or do them both. And then you can keep them separate, but then market them together, like daytime resort wear and then nighttime. And all you gotta do is do couture details. That's really all you have to do. You can still use like a lot of your same like resort wear fabrics and stuff, especially if it's gonna be like resort couture. You know, and then that's a whole nother lane in like a niche market.
Ooh, girl, you just said a mouthful right there.
That's why I have a coaching program. That's why though, because I'm gonna make you think. You know, like all different things. Like, cause like sometimes we don't think, especially when you're learning and you're still learning and you're self-taught, you don't know what's possible. You don't know the
you just don't know what you just did. Like,
you can go.
I feel like you just unlocked something.
And then you move in here, you have even broadened your horizons more, because the resources and all the things that you can do here when it comes to like, even like, girl, you know you can make your own sequins. If you wanted to, because you can pick the pellets yourself and choose the pattern and the size. Like, that's how deep it gets here, and it's right over here in the city. Like, you can get your stuff professionally pleated. Let's say you wanted to make a pair of pants, but then you wanted to pleat everything. You could just get the fabric pleated and then just cut it out.
The funny thing is, my boyfriend kept telling me that, and I'm like, you're crazy. Yeah. No one's doing that.
Yeah,
you gotta
there's
go.
4 companies in the city that does pleating. And can do it same day. Some of them take a couple days, but literally, you can take any fabric. It doesn't matter what fabric, leather. It doesn't matter. You can take it to be professionally pleated, and then there's like 27 different types of pleats you can do. Because there's crystal pleats, there's knife pleats, there's block pleats. There's a lot of different things that you can do, and then there's even fabric manipulation, and it comes with your package too, to show you how. Well, you're not doing it, but show you places where you can combine couture techniques like flocking and pleating together. So much stuff you can do, girl. Possibilities are endless. So you have just opened up a whole door of everything that you can do.
Just know I'm just ready to soak in all this. I feel a manifestation coming.
You go, girl. Literally, that's why
I feel growth coming.
Absolutely. Girl. The funny thing is, I've been doing this all day today.
The podcast?
No, Wednesday. So Wednesdays I meet with most of my clients. So clients Wednesdays I have coaching sessions all day. So today I done a ready-wear collection, a skirt collection, like you tell, like, and these are the type of sessions that we have. Like, we have conversations about your goals and what you want, and then we create a strategic plan to get there. But they don't know because they're just like they're learning.
Yeah.
And even me, I'm learning but every time I learn something, I'm like, oh, we can do this, and we can do that, and guess what? We can do this, and then we can do that too. So. It's a lot.
Gosh. Oh.
You about to be amazed. Like when you by the time you come to like my studio and stuff like that, and we do like a garment run and stuff like that, you're gonna be like,
I'm looking forward to it.
Like,
I was looking at everything. I was like, okay, look, this is all the stuff I'm gonna learn. And I was showing my boyfriend, like, look, baby, look at all this stuff I'm about to learn. I was like, I'm about to kill it.
Yeah. That's exactly what you're about to do. You're about to kill it. So, do you have like favorite designers? Like, is there anyone that you're like you really like look up to, or you like their aesthetics or anything?
Ooh. I'm more like. I flow, so it changes.
Okay.
Like literally, it changed 24 hours ago when I saw the Louis Vuitton and the dark, Pharrell.
Yes. So let's talk about that.
Can we?
Okay. So first off, listen. Okay. So I posted it on the podcast page this morning.
Yes.
Like all the different clips. And when I tell you, some people was feeling some type of way. I literally was debating with people on here, and I don't even be debating. Like, I debate sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, y'all ain't about to come with me today. So tell me what you think about this. So I posted it, and somebody wrote, and I want to dissect this. Feeling like some of those jackets were ripped off by Pelly Pelly when they could have simply have had a collab. So, look at your face. I literally was like, what? And don't be right under my post because I respond.
Well, I got time today too.
So I was like, what did I say? What was the first thing I said? I asked for her, I said, that's an interesting observation. Can you elaborate on this? What particular elements of this design gives Pelly Pelly? Because like, you don't say it, give me some facts. She said specifically the lettering style, the font, the color contrasting, and their signature metal hardware. It would have been major for the culture if he offered up a collab with the brand instead of taking it from the culture and putting LB on it. So I responded. I said, I see your point of view. However, in the height of urban fashion brands, the 90s and the 2000s, hardware, contrast, and metal was a trend to all those brands like Peppy, Jabot, Fubu, Anichi, Averex. It was not exclusive to Pelly Pelly. Pelly Pelly was without doubt a culture staple, but they were not the first to use these design elements consistently.
That was a very classy read.
Right? Like,
class was in session. That was very classy.
I'm like,
and I agree with you on that 100%.
Because it's just like, don't find a problem in something.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like it was. And I just feel like they put Pharrell in that position to create diversity and inclusion and to move forward with hip-hop within the culture. Because why? Hip-hop pushes those brands' visibility.
Absolutely.
Pushes those brands' visibility. So to me, I'm like, he understood the assignment. That's how I feel. Like, he understood the assignment. So she said, I think where it stemmed from should have been acknowledged, but way too often the sources of inspiration get outshadowed by big names. I said it definitely extends from the culture, but I think that the whole point of them hiring Pharrell as the creative director was to put diversity and inclusion into fashion houses because hip-hop culture is what have kept these brands alive. He understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Like he did. Then somebody else wrote, what did it say? It said, it's giving Dapper Dan. Oh no, it's giving Gucci, and I'm just like, I had to put the phone down because now y'all just trying it.
Gucci. Okay, now
tell me what you think about that.
I can see how they got there. Like I
Okay.
can see how they got to that street.
Mm-hmm.
However,
I can see how they got to that street. She
said a couple of blocks off.
She said it actually symbolizes Gucci and the gaudiness of overall aesthetic. The tones, patterns, and nature seems unoriginal in my opinion.
Louis Vuitton's moving forward, baby.
Right.
That's what they're trying to do.
Right.
And
so I gave another nasty read, easy one though. I said Gucci has changed their aesthetic at least 12 times in the past 5 years because they go with the trends as well. Gucci aesthetic is not even clear, so how can they mimic a brand that's struggling to even find its identity? It depends on what the hell is going on in the world, because Gucci literally changes from place to place.
They do.
Like, sometimes it's urban, sometimes it's half, and then it just depends on who's.
Because I definitely remember them having like this very godly, holistic. I remember seeing a lot of whites at one point.
Yes, they keep changing every time a house, and I was like as a whole. Every time a house changes creative directors or changes the design team, the aesthetic changes. There's only a few brands I think have been true to their aesthetic throughout these years, and that's our American sportswear brands. Donna Karan has looked the same for years. Calvin Klein, Ralph Lauren, Michael Kors, like they have kept their aesthetics.
Yep.
Balmain has changed over years. Gucci has changed over years. Louis Vuitton, like all of these brands have changed depending on who was the creative director. Tom Ford used to be the creative director of Gucci. Gucci didn't look nothing like how it look now when Tom Ford was in charge. It was sexy. It was luxe. It was silk. It was so different.
Yeah.
So different. So I'm just like, how can we sit back and like really try to, judge? To me, he is a designer. I just thought it was just a lot.
changed, like you said, it changed with the times.
Yeah.
It changed with the hip hop music.
Did you like it though? I liked it.
I did.
I thought it was cool. To me, it paid homage. It paid homage to hip hop culture, and the only way it did. Like, the use of the leathers, the placement, like everything was very much so hip hop. That was the point of putting the man in office. And then Dapper Dan made a post earlier today and said that he was like, everybody was upset when Gucci had the had the blackface and stuff like that. But that's the reason why they came to his shop in Harlem. They apologized and they offered him a distribution deal through them. This is the same thing that's happening with Louis Vuitton. They want more inclusive and diversity from African Americans, and which is why we're getting put in those seats.
Because they want our coins.
They want the coins, but they also want the diversity and inclusion, so they don't end up blacklisted. Because for a while it was we don't fuck with Gucci. People were burning their Gucci bags, and then Prada did the same thing. With
wait, we burning Gucci bags?
Yes, when Gucci put that blackface on a shirt, people was burning their Gucci. I haven't worn my Gucci since then, I'm gonna be honest. Everything that I did have that was Gucci, and I had like a bag. I had 2 bags that I bought in college with a refund check. Back when Gucci, back when a Gucci bag was $900 though. Now a Gucci bag is like $3,000. But the same vinyl Gucci bag, I have not worn it since they did that, and that's because how I felt about it. And then the same way with Prada, like I won't shop at Prada, I won't buy the Prada because they want to put the little minstrel show on there. So like it's just I don't mess with it. I don't rock with it.
I definitely remember
I like
that.
their efforts, in actually trying to put black faces in European fashion houses.
True. I like it.
Black faces in European fashion houses, which is very, very rare. So I thought that they were doing a good job at that. Like, have you, like, with being self-taught, have you ever, like, applied or tried to get, like, a job in, like, the fashion industry?
Not really, no. Just because, like I said, it's like, I'm still learning every day. I'm still learning. Only thing I've done is actually do fashion shows.
Gotcha.
I've never applied. I actually did. I take that back. I did apply to do, but this was more so interior designing.
Gotcha.
And so I did get a job doing interior designing, but it wasn't, it wasn't what I'm doing now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I would say no.
Gotcha.
But I do want to go back to one more thing
Yeah.
about that Louis Vuitton show. I was a little bit like, the only thing I would say that bothered me was I felt like they put more, and this is just off of social media.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm scrolling through social media, I saw more focus on the people who were there than the actual clothes.
I saw that. I seen a lot of that. Yeah. The
If I
performances.
see one more picture of, I think it was LeBron
Beyonce.
James,
Oh.
LeBron James and his wife, like that came across my page 5 times.
Well,
No,
yeah. But the media definitely covered the celebrities.
I feel like they're
anything
covering the
else.
celebrities more than they're actually covering the shows now.
Yeah, they do though, because that's what it's about. It's about who's there. Like, we care about the fashions to a certain extent, but they want to know who was in the building and what they were wearing, which is jacked up. Which is why I tell people, and this is just my personal opinion, fashion shows don't make no money. They're stressful. And I encourage my
That's
clients.
actually what they told me, like, when I was doing them heavily. I was doing one every week at one point.
Yeah. See, I'm a profit girl. If it don't make profit, what is the point? And I, from my business, a lot of people do that. They're like, oh my God, where my samples gonna be done so I can do this fashion show? And I'm like, and what exactly is that fashion show gonna do profit-wise? You have to think of innovative and creative ways of putting out products outside of fashion shows. Fashion shows stress you out. And then if you're doing fashion shows with other collaborative people, the show's not about you. It's about everybody else. And then depending on where you're at in the show, let's say you're last, the crowd is tired. They don't even want to be there no more because now the shit is just way too long. It's not supposed to be that long. And then you're not picking the models. You can't pick the hair and the makeup and everything because they're just supplying you with people too. So it's just like, or you do it yourself and then you coming out of a lot of money to do it. It's not a profitable thing to do. It really is.
Now they got the models where they say the models pass out the tickets and the models get a profit of the tickets. Have you seen that? Do y'all do that? Okay. So in Texas, let me tell you, in Texas, they do these fashion shows where they'll hire like 50 models. They're like, okay, all 50 y'all want a model? Come on, come through. But y'all have to sell 10 tickets. Sell these 10 tickets for $20 and y'all get to keep 5 and we get 15.
What?
So that's how that's how they get people in the seats.
Oh, that's interesting.
But like you said, it's more about who's in those seats. So now you got people in those seats that's just here to see the models and not the actual designers, and no one buys anything.
Exactly. Because a fashion show is not meant for anybody to buy anything. That's why I tell designers to stray away from it. Now, I'm going to put you up on game. Tell you a good way to make money.
Let me write this down.
Okay. Now, and I had a client, and I used to do this with her. Because she's smart. She's a smart lady. So, just get your samples, make your samples or whatever collection you're going to make or whatever. Rent out a hotel suite. Have the samples there. Hors d'oeuvres, champagne, nice music, candles. Set a scene for an experience. That is where you go then to the stores, high-end stores, Saks, Bloomingdale's, Saks, Neiman Marcus. You go tell those salespeople, because they work on commission, hey, I'm having a private shopping event. Invite your client book. I'll give you 5 to 10% of anything that they buy. These people who have been working in Saks and Bloomingdale's and Bergdorf for all these years got a client book about this thick of people that spend money. You invite them to a private shopping event for an experience, and they're able to this is pre-orders, so they're not buying on the spot. It's that exclusive that all they can do is look at the samples and they can place their orders. That's a pre-order. Because they're going to look at the samples, they can try stuff on, get it customized.
I'm just over here thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, I've been to something like that before, and I'm not even putting 2 and 2 together.
Exactly. And then it also leads you to understand what's the popular items. You can also get feedback. So maybe you think, because they're just samples, you're still in a position before you go into production to change something, add something, do some more custom order. Anybody want anything custom, they got to pay the retail on top of whatever they're trying to customize it to. If they want to add this, that's fine. But at least you got a deposit or full payment, depending on who it is. Before you even go into production, and then you go to this, but you do this in multiple places. We did it in D.C., we did it in Houston, we did it in Atlanta, we did it in Oklahoma. Like, you would go to different cities. New York not necessarily the place for that because it's too much shopping opportunities. You go to places that have smaller shopping opportunities. You don't go to New York. You don't do that here. You do it in Jersey, you do it in Connecticut, you do it in these surrounding places where they don't have that many options. And that's your show. That's your show. When you can sell some stuff and then you got your reader right there, so you swiping, then you can go to a factory and now you can look at all your orders that you've taken. Damn, my jumpsuit in the black and the medium, I sold the most of those. Let me make an extra 10 of stock and then sell those on my website, because that, when you know something is hot, you can tell from your orders and what people have commented on, what people like, and that's how you build a production plan. You build it based off of the feedback and the data that you got, because these little trunk shows that you're doing, that's market research too. Fashion shows, I'm not spending my money on a fashion show. I'm gonna hop on this plane or hop on this train. I'm gonna go to these different cities. I'm gonna get a popper.
Look, class is in
Okay.
session right now, cause
But that's like that. Doing something like that.
I
or
did not
even-
think of that. Like, I didn't think of there's so many moving pieces to it, but it all makes sense.
Exactly, and how much it does. And then if you're going to do a fashion show, do a mob style fashion show in the middle of Times Square somewhere where you ain't got to pay for no doggone venue, you ain't got to pay for no seating, no decoration, no nothing. Y'all could literally just be walking around, and then next thing you know, runway. I've seen somebody do that before here during the Fashion Week shows. They was camped out, but they practiced in Bryant Park before the Fashion Week shows. And then in the middle, because you can have the schedules online.
Yeah.
You can see when the shows, when people are going, da-da-da. They perfectly timed it for when people are coming out of the tents. And then they did a runway show on the damn street. And how much you think that cost them? Just the models.
$3.99.
$3.99, the clothes and the models. Makeup and hair, of course. But no venue, no extra shit. It's really just like, and then people like, who the hell is this? And then you got somebody out there, like, scanning, like, here go cars, blah, 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 blah. But it's just like, we just did a fashion show in the middle of Fashion Week, and everybody that's at these shows can see it too. Buyers, PR people, everything, and it's interesting and it's different. They blew social media up, girl.
I'm gonna have to
Interesting
steal
way.
that idea.
Yeah, but there's a lot of interesting ways to distribute. My point was that there's a lot of interesting ways to distribute product outside of fashion shows.
Yeah.
You just got to think a little bit outside the box or whatever. So it's good doing the fashion shows. You get good pictures, you know, especially when you're first starting out and people get to know you a little bit. But
I think that, and that's what I probably
do
wanted
that
when
for
I
a
was
certain amount of time before
Yeah.
you're like, all right. Everybody does that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Everybody. So you wasn't wrong for doing that. Like, that is what you are supposed to do because you're trying to get your name out there. And at some point you may see somebody that actually, like, I saw you in fashion show, can you make my dress for something, you know? So that is a way, but once you have passed that level, you have to, you know, keep excelling up, you know? And then it has to be a part of your brand identity. If you could describe your brand in 3 words, what would it be?
Luxury, heirloom, because heirloom is actually
Period.
and I would say timeless. I
Love
want to
that.
pass my. I want myself to be
Luxury
like.
heirloom. Got it. Luxury heirloom timeless. So by using that word, luxury, you know that luxury is exclusivity, and it is handcrafted. Because you know they say there's only one true luxury brand. You know that?
They said that?
It's only one true luxury brand because luxury is exclusivity. First off, so it's very hard. It's sought after.
What?
I'm about to tell you. I want to see you guess first. So I'm gonna give you what it is. So it's exclusive, meaning like it's sought after.
Only thing I can think of is
It
Hermes.
is what?
Hermes.
That's it.
Oh,
That's the one. Because Chanel, anybody can get that. Their Chanel stores flustered all over the world. Louis Vuitton is flustered everywhere. Gucci is flustered everywhere. You gotta get on the wait list.
for
Hermes, it
bag.
is still handcrafted. You have to be on the wait list. It's still exclusive, and everybody can't get it. That's luxury. So every time somebody throws out that word, I'm just like, make sure. And if you want your brand to be luxury, what's luxury? And I make sure they know. And I'm just like, all right, now you can do it, but you got to remain exclusive. You can't saturate the market. Michael Kors stopped being luxury a long time ago when he started adding stuff in TJ Maxx and in Target and started doing all of that stuff. That is not luxury anymore. You have now devalued the brand. Now that's fine because you can make a lot of money that way. Them selling them licenses, baby, you're going to get paid or whatever, but it's not luxury anymore.
I didn't even think about that. He did go into TJ Maxx and all those places.
But you kind of got to do that. I'm going to be honest. You do have to tap into more than one market to be successful. If not, you have to tap into some other business ventures. Because selling clothes is not enough to sustain. Every designer a popular designer is in a lot of places. They're in jewelry, they're in beauty, they're in fragrance, they're in home decor. They are in a lot of places because that is what you need to sustain. Even, have you heard of Sammy B?
Sammy B? No, I
Designer.
haven't.
Like, she's a designer here, and she's great, and I love her stuff, but she's on Project Runway. She recently had to do a distribution deal with Target. And yes, she had to, because I do it with Target, you know, the quality is going to go down there. You got an overseas manufacturer.
Yeah.
But she get into her bag, though. You know, and she's still doing her regular stuff, but now she got the cheaper version, too. So the person who shops her regular stuff, I'm that person. I'm going to buy it from there. But the person who couldn't afford her regular stuff
Now
is going
they
to
can
shop
go
at
to
Target. So
Target.
it still puts money in. So you do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to,
What?
you know.
Okay. As you say the name, I feel like was this
Fina Well
something
did it too.
recent?
Yeah, Fina Well did it too. Fina Well had one. Because Fina Well has her collection and her showroom, but she also has a partnership with Target. She did it too. Because they about to get into their bag. So you get a distribution deal with Target, it's not going to be the same quality anymore or whatever, but it's still, you're selling your name for a license. And people do that all the time. I feel like people don't know this. Donna, these bags that you see in like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff like that, they didn't come down from those stores. That whole they're made for those stores. Like,
yeah,
I make them because I used to work at a company called G3, and we had the handbag license for Calvin Klein, for Karl Lagerfeld, up or down to Karen. We would make the bags out of PVC and put leather handles on it with a polyester lining. So we made bags for those stores. So they're not. There's that whole compare rate. Kind
of like Valentino at Off Saks Fifth.
Exactly. It's made for Off Saks Fifth. Mm-hmm. It wasn't made at Valentino and then it's old and they brought it down. That's not how that works. Yeah. No, they're making products to stock these.
I'm sorry to use that as the exact example. The only reason why I did because I got one of those bags. I was like, wait a minute, the lining. I started doing the math in my head. The lining.
The math ain't math.
The math is not mathing.
Okay. So the last segment before we cut out is It's a Muse. Okay. And I just want you to share whether it is a prayer, an affirmation, a book, anything that continues to just keep you inspired and motivated that you would want to share with another creative.
Something I would want to share with another creative is making sure you're around other people who are positive. If you're around people who are always negative, it's going to rub off on you. If they don't, it's like if you're having a hard day about your vision, with your goals, what you want to do, who you want to be, and they're being negative, it's going to be hard for you to keep mm-hmm. that energy, that same like power and that same, mobility. So I just say stay around people who are positive, because positivity, it rubs off.
Gotcha. And is there anything that you want to throw out, any events, collections, anything coming up that you want to advertise, let people know about?
I'd just like y'all to just follow me on Instagram. It is Heirlume Couture, Heirlume Couture. Just follow me. Say hey. Say hi. I'm a very friendly person, I promise.
Say hi. Perfect. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us today. It was a pleasure, Clenisha. Thank you for coming. If you guys don't know, she was one of the winners of our Designer Chance contest. We have 4, and I chose all 4 of them. I just wanted to help everybody, So that's just kind of like my thing, but y'all already know that. But I am glad that I chose you for this opportunity, and I think we're going to be able to make some magic together.
Yes, I'm excited.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me. As I always say, people, stay black. Peace out.
Bye.